We are joined here by our rookie attacker extraordinaire, Sarah Schupansky. What we'll do, guys, is if you have a question, just hit the raise your hand function and we'll call on you as usual. But Sarah, why don't we just start off with how you're doing? How's preseason going for you as a rookie?
I'm great. Everybody from the staff to the players on the team and just everybody involved with Gotham has made this transition a very manageable and smooth one. And by that I mean transition from college to the pro game. Obviously, it can be daunting at first, but ever since I stepped into this program and into this organization, I felt right at home and learning every day, growing every day, and that's all I can ask for. I'm so grateful to be a part of this team, and I can't wait to see what we can do this year.
Any questions for Sarah?
I've got one. Sorry, I can't get the raise hand to go. Hi, Sarah. I'm Jenna Tonelli with Sports Illustrated. Thank you for taking the time. I actually just wanted to ask you a little bit about, going pro without having to enter the draft and kind of what that experience was like for you, and then ultimately what made Gotham the place that you wanted to start your pro career.
So we got word that there wasn't going to be a draft in about like the summer before our senior year of college. So we didn't have too much time to dwell about it and everything. But my coaching staff at Pitt, Randy Waldrum and Ben Waldrum, really made me feel comfortable and stay focused on the task at hand, which was my last collegiate season. I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to train with Gotham and Racing Louisville last summer, just within their teams for a few days. So I got to experience what the pro environment was like before entering my last college season, which I was very appreciative of. But really, my coaching staff told me to stay focused throughout the season. And as long as I performed and did my part, then everything would kind of take care of itself after the season concluded. And right after our season ended, I was able to get an agent, and luckily for all of us, a lot of the conversations go through them. But ever since I stepped into the environment when I came in the summer, I was truly so impressed by how they handled everything and the focus they showed towards developing all of their players. And I just remember being pulled aside by Juan and some of the other staff during my time in the summer, and just them taking the time to give me, a trialist who's there for just a couple of days, feedback and constructive feedback at that really meant a lot to me. So right when I got the opportunity to hop on a call with them after our season concluded, they asked me where my mind was at and where I was in the process. And I was like, I'm wherever you need me to be. I was just so grateful for their interest, and it really meant a lot that they were impressed with what I did in my last collegiate season as well as my career and the potential they saw in me. And I just knew that this was the place to be if I wanted to unlock that next level in my game.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's a great answer.
Peyton, go ahead.
Hi, Sarah. I was wondering if you could speak to kind of the experience you had at Pitt and how that had prepared you. You know, we saw the first player to be drafted out of Pitt was just last year, and now there are quite a few of you who have signed, who are kind of like making your presence known in the league. So I was wondering just kind of like if there's something that you saw in the past few years that was kind of a change in the team and the mentality and anything in that preparation, or anything you have to say in terms of that.
Yeah, so I actually committed to Pitt when I was in 8th grade, entering my 9th grade year, so really early. I did commit to Randy Waldrum, but it was before he coached a season at Pitt. So I was basically committing to him and trusting him, and kind of the same approach I took with Gotham, just the potential they saw in me and the belief that they had instilled in me. Randy Waldrum kind of did the same, and he made me believe that I could become a professional soccer player and do great things in the college game, and that really meant a lot. So I trusted him and trusted that he was going to acquire great players for me to play with, and that we could really build something at the University of Pittsburgh, and that is exactly what we did. So thankfully it worked out. But yeah, he just really made me feel like I could do great things, and that was super important. My freshman year, we did not make the tournament, and we took a lot of steps, won more games in the ACC than we ever had. In all honesty, we were all expecting to make the tournament, and unfortunately we didn't, and we kind of had a chip on our shoulder going into the next year, faced a lot of adversity, were able to actually make it all the way to the Sweet 16 the next year, made it all the way to the Elite Eight, and things didn't go exactly the way we wanted to my last year, but I'm still very grateful for my experience there, and I learned so much, and they just prepped me not only physically but also mentally for what the pro game takes and what it takes to be a professional soccer player. So I would just say that staff in general has helped shape me into the player I am today, and I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for them.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Sean, you're up.
Thank you. It didn't unmute. Welcome to New York, as the song goes. Sean from Soccer Long Island Magazine. You've had a lot of firsts with Pitt. You were their first All-ACC player, the first USC All-American. With you and others, of course, they went to their first NCAA tournament and all sorts of things. What at first do you expect out of your first year as a pro? And also, how important was your development under the head coach of Nigeria's women's national team, Coach Randy?
Could you repeat the first part of that question, please? I'm so sorry.
You had a number of firsts, and as did the school in your time there.
Mm-hmm.
The first All-ACC player, United Soccer Coaches All-American. You went to your first NCAA tournament with the school, and then the importance of Randy, the head coach of Nigeria's women's national team, to your development.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very appreciative of all of the accolades I received during my time at Pitt, but none of that would have been possible without, like you said, Randy, as well as the other coaches and all of my teammates there. As I said before, I trusted that he was going to bring in high caliber players for me to play alongside, and that's necessary in the ACC, which is one of the most competitive conferences in college soccer. So what he did with the team and the role that he provided me with, I think are two very great things, and I did the most with the opportunity he gave me, but I certainly wouldn't be here or wouldn't have done what I did if he didn't offer me that, and he didn't have belief in me and constantly give me ways where I can improve and adjust. I went into college soccer really only having played the number 9 center forward all growing up in youth soccer, and he kind of converted me into a player that's able to play the 7 or 11, which is wide forward, or the 8 or the 10, which is midfield. He honestly really helped me in that regarding my versatility and stuff like that, which I think is a huge asset in the professional game, and that's been evident just within my few weeks here. The fluidity that Gotham plays with and everything like that. I think versatility has really helped me adjust to this game and be able to be as much of an asset to this team as I possibly could. But yeah, I really think just the University of Pittsburgh and Randy and everything I experienced there has shaped me into the player I am. And as I said before, the accolades were so appreciated, but they certainly weren't earned just by myself as an individual. If I could share them with my teammates and the coaching staff there and the school in general, I absolutely would.
All right, we got time for one more. Jenna, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. I couldn't let you go without asking about how Spain was and just how much that, how fun that trip was and how it really may have helped you kind of integrate into the team and with that like college to pro transition, and just what the highlights were of the trip for you.
I mean, when I first heard that we were going to Spain, it was such a shock in the best way. I couldn't think of a better place to spend preseason, and I had never heard of an NWSL team going somewhere so extravagant for preseason. So to be able to do that my rookie season was really special. I actually had never been out of the country for soccer before now. So that was the first time that I was out of the country, or really anywhere for away from Pittsburgh for a significant amount of time for the sport. So the nerves were definitely there just within the first couple of travel days and stuff like that. But like I said, everybody on the team and all of the staff made sure I was constantly comfortable. And just always supported, and there was so much to do and so much to learn that I was always distracted. So I was never just isolated or anything or lonely, which I really appreciated. But just the relationships I was able to build because we were all in the same place in such a beautiful place for the time that we were, was obviously great. And I don't think that would have been the case if we had been able to just go to training and then disperse and stuff like that. So just being able to be with the team for that long and obviously being together, they're able to fit in tactical meetings and stuff like that, which I don't know would have been possible if we were back in Jersey or even anywhere else. So that was also very helpful just to be able to learn a lot about how Gotham plays and the style that they play and the tactics they like to implement. I'm trying to absorb as much as I can to help as much as I can once the season actually gets started. So that was also super great. But yeah, we were able to be in Spain and we traveled back. Giants were nice enough to let us use their facilities for a couple days, and now we're at IMG. So it's been, I've been in more places than I can count the past couple of weeks, but they've been also incredible, and the operations staff has been super great with making sure we're all on top of things and comfortable with everything. So honestly, this whole experience, it still feels surreal at times, and I'm just very grateful to be a part of it all.
And just one quick one, so we can live vicariously through you. What was the best meal that you had while you were in Spain?
Oh, a couple of the rookies and I went and got paella one night, which was super cool. I've never been super extravagant with my food choices, so Ryan pushed me to try it, and it was actually pretty nice. So I got to say I tried a traditional Spanish dish, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that sounds great. All right, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.